Welcome to SQL Full Course by IntelliPad. In recent years, SQL has become one of the most in-demand skills in the tech industry. Companies are producing huge amounts of data, and in order to manage all the data, NoSQL or big data tools are used such as Hadoop or Cassandra. So why are we focusing on SQL? Well, SQL is like a stepping stone to understanding those frameworks we talked about. SQL or structured query language is the backbone of database management system. It is also used by leading companies like Google, Amazon, Netflix and Facebook to handle massive amount of data every day. The demand for SQL professional is growing rapidly, from analyzing data trends to automating tasks and even powering web applications. SQL has countless applications, and the best part, it's one of the easiest programming languages to learn and apply. Gone are the days when data management was just for specialists. Today, whether you are a developer or a data professional, knowing SQL gives you an edge. In fact, SQL is often referred to as universal language of data. To help you get started, we at IntelliPad have created this free SQL course. This course is designed by the top industry experts who have decades of experience working around SQL and databases. Whether you're a beginner or someone who wants to refresh your knowledge, this course is for you. By the end of this course, you will have a strong foundation in SQL, from understanding the basics like queries and commands to writing advanced SQL scripts. And to make things more exciting, we have included a hands-on project at the end of the course. This project will help you apply what you have learned in real-world scenario. So you will not only know SQL in theory, but also how to use it practically. Now let me quickly walk you through the agenda for the course. First, we begin with understanding of what is SQL. Alongside, we will explore its importance in business intelligence. Moving further, we will dive into the architecture of SQL, covering its component and how they manage data operation. This will be followed by the basic commands and constraints in SQL. Next, we will focus on querying database table, working with null values and ordering query results. Alongside, we will introduce aggregating data, followed by joins and window functions. Further, we will discuss subqueries and conditional statement for handling complex scenarios. Then we will move to advanced operations, starting with stored procedure, followed by loops, cursors, triggers, enabling automation and dynamic queries. Next, we have exception and error handling. Following this, we will cover temporary table, including hash and double hash tables. Alongside, we will discuss views for simplifying queries and maintaining security, which leads us to the topic of SQL security setup for protecting sensitive information. Next, we will dive into transaction concepts like commit and rollback for maintaining data integrity. Further, we will explore indexes and pivot function. Finally, we will conclude with a hands-on session and SQL interview questions to prepare you for real-world scenarios. I hope I have made myself clear with the agenda. So without wasting any more time, let's take up the very first topic on our list.
What is SQL? SQL is a database programming language for retrieving and managing data in relational databases. SQL is an acronym for Structured Query Language. The Relational Database Management System (RDBMS) standard language is SQL. SQL is the standard database language used by all relational database management systems such as MySQL, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, Informis, Postgres and SQL Server. They also use a variety of dialects like TSQL is used by MS SQL Server, PLSQL is used by Oracle, JetSQL is used by MS Access. This query language was adopted by as an ANSI standard in 1986 and an ISO standard in 1987. It is the most important query language to learn if you want to work in the field of data science. SQL is used by big companies like Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn to store data in the backend. So now let's see, what is the significance of SQL? A computer programming language is a set of explicit instructions for accomplishing specific operations on computers or equipment. We can use precise algorithms to control the behavior and output of a computer using a programming language. SQL is one such programming language used by the computer. This helps computer and machines to process vast amounts of complicated data more efficiently and effectively. That is why SQL is beneficial to business, particularly in the development of system database management services. So let's see, what are the different applications of SQL? As previously said, SQL is one of the most extensively used database query languages. Some of the applications are: the users can gain access to data stored in relational database management systems using SQL. Users can use SQL to describe the data. SQL also allows users to define and manipulate the data in a database. It allows SQL modules, libraries, and pre-compilers to be embedded within other languages. The users can have the ability to build and delete database and tables. It also allows users to build database views, stored procedures, and functions. Permissions for tables, methods, and views can be set by the users with SQL. So let's see, what are the salary expectancy of SQL enthusiasts? From startups to established companies, the job market looks good for SQL enthusiasts, and it is expected to grow exponentially in the coming years. SQL programmers or developers have good opportunities in all the geographies. Also, after obtaining a certification in SQL, the average salary hike expected is around 40 to 50%. So that's all about SQL.
Just a quick info guys, IntelliPath offers SQL course training. Through this course you will learn database normalization, transact SQL, stored procedures, user-defined functions, and much more from the top 1% industry experts around the world. With this course, we have already helped thousands of professionals in successful career transition. You can check out their testimonials on our Achievers channel, whose link is given in the description below. Without a doubt, this course can set your career to new heights. So visit the course page link given below in the description and take the first step towards career growth in the field of database management with SQL.
Wherever you see data nowadays, there is SQL. And now, there is no place where there is no data. Correct? There is no place where there is no data now. I'll tell you, if you are developing a website, if you are developing a web application, now your user is giving an input, user is booking orders, user is filling the form. Backend, what is there? To store that information, what user is giving, what is there in the backend? Database. To store that data, you need a database. So whatever input a user gives, that gets stored into the database based on the input that he gives. That is coming to web application, and it's in business intelligence. Business intelligence, what is the roots of your data scientist, machine learning, data analyst? There is a roots, business intelligence. If you know business intelligence, then you will see that everything is data there. So we will start an idea to understand what are these different roles first of all. Okay. So many times people ask me, what's the usage of SQL in data scientist job role? How much should I know it? Whether I can learn SQL or no. So first, let's understand the scope of SQL. In data science, data analytics, business analytics, how much SQL is used on a day-to-day basis. We'll see that. In order to understand that, you should be knowing what is business intelligence first of all. So we'll start with the definition called business intelligence. If you understand this, guys, trust me, you are already in that field. If you understand what is business intelligence, you're already in that field. Say you are a data analyst, say you're a data scientist, say you're a business analyst. Everyone will start their journey from this business intelligence fundamentals only. Some people will think business intelligence is just visualization. Some people will think just business intelligence is just data storage. Some people will think business intelligence is just data processing. It's not your mistake, because all these three combine to form business intelligence. All these three areas combine to form business intelligence. So in next 30 minutes, I'll be showing you what your career will look like in data analytics and business intelligence. Because after this 15-20 minutes, you take any topic, you will be able to relate why am I doing this. Everyone wants to know that, right? If I'm getting into a data career, I should be knowing what I have in this. What are the tools that I should learn? How will I work in the company? Everyone should be knowing that. So I'll give you that clarity in next 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, in order to do that, I just want to you to help me to doing a task. What is the task? Forget about SQL, forget about Power BI, forget about visualization, forget about data science, everything. Forget. Let's do a simple task which everyone can do. The task is purchase a smartphone. Is there anyone here who doesn't not use a smartphone? Nowadays, everyone uses a smartphone, right? Everyone uses a smartphone. Now, when I ask you, how did you purchase your phone? How did you purchase your phone? Anyone here who will tell? Okay, Arif, one day suddenly I thought to take a phone. I went to a shop. There were four phones kept in the shelf. I didn't see. Okay, I just told, give me the first one. I gave the money and bought it. Anyone here who will tell like this? No one. No one will say like this. Because you purchasing means you are spending some money, you are buying a product. So what you did before purchasing a smartphone, you listed down the requirements, correct? If you are using for gaming purpose, if you are using for any purpose, you will list down the requirements. Requirement A could be anything. It could be the RAM, processor, it could be display, it could be brand, it could be screen size. Correct? Many specifications. You will list down. First step will start from this only. Yes. Without a requirements, or without my knowing my need, I will not go and purchase anything. Let it be even a pen. Without my need, whether I want what kind of pen, gel pen or balling pen, okay, whatever it is. Without my requirement, I'll not go and purchase even a pen. So everything that we purchase, we set up requirements first. With that requirements, nowadays, the internet is an open book where you'll get anything to know. Internet is an open book where you'll get anything what you want. So first source of information, what you go and check is what? YouTube. There what you'll see? Review videos you'll see, correct? Review videos. We'll see a number of review videos. Accurate, exactly. Which are the right videos, not random videos. We'll see only the genuine persons. Next, I'll go to various websites. People in India, Amazon, Flipkart, people in the States, Walmart, Costco, various parts of the world. I'll go to that to see the specification, to compare the prices, everything. And from internet also, we'll see like GSM Arena to see the specifications and all. Chroma. Not only that, even I'll speak to my family and friends. Okay, guys? Do you talk to your family and friends? Okay, which should I take? These are my requirements. Do give some suggestions. We talk to them. And last but not the least, my previous phone experience. Correct? My previous phone experience. So to purchase any product in my life, from phone to home, we'll do this. Agree, everyone? And how my human brain is working behind. How my human brain is working behind the scene. Have a look. I'll just draw a diagram. Tell me whether everyone's human brain think in the same direction or no, or same way or no. So how my human brain is working here? Data collection. When I'm reading it, when I'm consuming the data, I'm collecting the data. And when after collecting the data, what I do? I clean and combine the information based on my need. My human brain is doing this. In the backend scene, my human brain is doing this all process. And all these are like mixed. So now, after I clean and combine that information, I'll store this information in my human brain memory, correct? How much I can store, for how long I can store, that's individual capacity. Store the information. Then what I do, once I collect all that information, I'll sit quiet for some time. I will start thinking. Once you have all the information that you required, you will start thinking, or you will analyze. You will do analysis. Then you will take a decision. Yes. Then you will take a decision. Now I want this phone. Correct? Is the diagram correct? How a human brain think, at least in purchasing anything. At least if you want to purchase anything, take any decision. Is this how every human brain works? Everyone knows this. But only the thing is, we never try to put this in the diagram. We never try to put this in the diagram. Today I'm putting this in the diagram. Okay. And why do you do this entire process? Why do you do this entire process? Because you are spending some money. You want the best product for your money spent. You want to purchase the best product. Basically, you want the best outcome, correct? Best outcome in the present, spending millions and billions of dollars in launching new products, giving new services. They are doing without any expectation of the profit. Are they doing it? No in the caps, correct? They want business. They want business. They want to earn money. Correct? So now every day they are involved in making decisions. Every day they will think about reducing the production cost. Okay, how can I reduce my cost? How can I increase my profit? Every day they are thinking about it. How can I get new customers? How can I increase my business? How they will do this? Is there someone sitting telling that, do this, do that, do that? No, guys. Businesses also follow a structured process to do that with the help of data. With the help of data, they do this process. And the same process, what they implement is called business intelligence, is equivalent to what you have implemented here for yourself. This is called the same diagram companies implement, and they call it as a business intelligence process. Now I'll write the technical terms here. Think it's an Amazon company or online store, e-commerce company, whatever it is. These are called operational systems. What do we mean by operational systems? The system which are used to run the business on a daily basis. Correct? Example, you have a web application which is used to build book orders. The web application is connected to what in the backend? SQL server, correct? Whatever information you feed into that web application, you book an order, it will go into web application. And some information in the company is generated internally in the form of Excel files, in the form of CSV files that people will generate. And some will be homegrown applications, and the data source would be cloud. In the cloud, it could be Azure, it could be AWS, various services provided by them. Some data could be sensors, IoT data. Get guys? Don't you think to run a business based on the type of business you are running, you need all these things? You need one or more things from this. And this is just to run the business. And what are all these systems doing? Aren't they capturing the data? Either from the real world events or from the people, or internally generated data like employee count, employee salaries, which employee is capable of doing what, in what department, how many employees I have, all those things. Internal data like costs, manufacturing cost, discounts decision, promotions, all those things. Aren't these all sources of data? These are called operational systems, which will help the business to run on a daily basis. Then what I do, at one end it's operational systems, at one end it's a decision support systems. At one end it's a decision support systems. Support systems. Now the journey of operational system till decision support system has various steps in between. Guys, this discussion is just not for SQL, for anything that you want to learn in this data analytics world. This 30 minutes you'll remember for your entire career. Trust me. This will give you a path. What I'm learning, what should I learn, how much should I learn? So operational system to decision support system. Here is an engine called this process. In the various company, we know this orange box with a popular term called what? ETL, where I extract, transform, and load. Have you heard about the term called ETL? ETL process. I'm extracting the data from operational sources, cleaning it, and combining it. And which are the tools which are popular in the industry now to do this job for you? You have many tools. SQL, right? Your coding there. You have Informatica. You have Talent. And everyone's favorite nowadays, Python. Correct? You do this. Power Query. Yes, this is what I like. So these are the tools which will do me ETL operations. Once I do ETL operation, then I store this information where? What is that place called? Human brain? No, it's not human brain. It's a physical system where I store the data that is called database, which is a version of data warehouse. Data warehouse or data lake. Correct? Which is again SQL server, which is nothing but Snowflake, which is popular nowadays. Once you have the data available in your data store, which is nothing but warehouse, then the tools like Power BI, Tableau, Click, SQL again, Python comes into picture to visualize that information in a user-friendly manner so that your end users can understand that. Then you deliver this report to your managers, business experts, or stakeholders to consume the dashboard and take strategic decisions on which direction they want to drive the business. This is my entire career of 15 years. This is how business model operates. Don't you think? Before getting into domain, if you get this information, then you'll be in a very good state to shape your career in this domain. If you know the right path, that's the reason I'm telling it. I know if you know the direction in which you are going, then the speed of heading in that direction will be faster compared to a person who doesn't know a direction and he is just walking. Correct, guys? If you know the direction, then you can walk fast. If you don't know the direction, then definitely you can't walk fast. People are from various backgrounds. Some people are completely new in the industry. Some people are looking for a new role. Some people are having experience in the industry, but in different domain. Some people are having experience in the same domain, but they are trying to add another feather to their skills. So in this part, everyone has something to learn. Now tell me, in this process, tell me any stage where you will find SQL. Arif, hold on. Where you will find SQL, rather than asking that, tell where you will not find the SQL. Correct? SQL is everywhere, guys. Don't you think SQL is everywhere? In order to capture the input that is required from the user, you need SQL. In order to store the data, you need SQL. In order to process that information, clean the data, transform the data, play with the data, move data from one table to other table, change the format of the data, anything that you want to do, you need again SQL. With the help of procedures, functions, all those things, you need SQL to do that. Once you have the data in the data warehouse, then you need again SQL to run the reports. So every stage of BI process needs SQL. In decision part, why do I need SQL there? They are consumers of SQL output. The output you generated from the database, you give it to them. Based on that, they will take decision. Decision makers will not come and sit on SQL and they write their code. If they have to make the code, then why am I here? Why my job is there? So they are interested in taking decision based on what insights I give. Now, some people are asking, if all these things are important, whatever you have written here, or some parts are important? Guys, I'll divide this entire process into three main areas. Have a look. One area is this. Another area is this. Finally, the third area is this. Arif, why have you drawn 3 boxes in this entire process and 3 boxes are overlapping? Did you observe that? Why these 3 boxes I have drawn? So the person who works on the blue box, yes, you are right. The person who works on the blue box, he is called as a data engineer. The person who works on the red box, he is a data analyst. And the person who works on the brown box is a business analyst. Now, it got cleared. Many people might be thinking, data science is altogether a different thing. Data science is where machine learning comes. I'll tell you that also. So now, the business problems are so big, the data that I handle is so big in the real world that this entire process is divided into 3 different job roles. The person who is mainly involved in pulling the data from operational systems and then pushing it to the data warehouse with the right transformations, with the right transformation technique based on the business standards, is a data engineer. The data analyst is a person who is a bridge between technology and the business. Data analyst is like a link of everything. Data analyst is a techno-functional role who should be knowing technology as well. He should be knowing business as well. So data analyst is a person who is closely plugged with your managers, business experts, and stakeholders to understand what vision they have for the company, what they want to see, in what direction they want to drive the company. He will understand from them. Then based on that, he will provide digital solutions to the business with working with the data engineer. So most of my career I have spent here in the data analyst role. Now people will ask, Arif, where is data scientist? I know this is business intelligence you are telling, but where is data scientist sitting here? Correct? Because everyone wants to become a data scientist. Yes, this is a little bit harder truth. People directly aim for a data scientist role. In one way, it is true, but understand the base work that you have to do behind that. You should be knowing business intelligence process first, how the data is handled in the company, how the data is processed, how the data is stored. Then only you can become an efficient data scientist. Without knowing your business model, without knowing what is the need of the business, you can't become a data scientist. Now, once you have the data, I will generate a new path here from this data. One side, the data is consumed for dashboards, and another side's data is consumed for machine learning. The same data, what you have in the data warehouse, the same data is consumed for machine learning, where you will design your machine learning algorithms. You will do data science related things there with the help of Python and everything. Does that make sense now? How the things are connected? Which is the fundamental? BI process, purchasing a mobile phone. That is the fundamental. Power BI, Tableau, Click, SQL, they will help you to take the decisions of present. Today what I want to do, today what I have to do in order to make my business drive in the right direction. Machine learning will tell if this happened in the past, for past 1 year, 2 year, 10 years, if this happened, based on that, I will I'll feed into a machine learning algorithm, and it will develop a model for me saying that, and if this is what happened in your past, and this is the direction in which your business is going. I build a model. This is a model which is nothing but y is equal to a plus b plus c x square something. This is a model, right? It's mathematical model only. Machine learning is what? What is machine learning? Machine learning is what? You are building models. Model is nothing but mathematical formula of the real world scenario that happened. Everything happens in the world is not random. There should be a model based on it. If you know the model, what is the benefit? Guys, if you work on data science and if you develop a model, what is the benefit? You can predict the future. You can predict the future with accuracy percentages. That's what data scientists do. Now, people will ask, Arif, do I have to learn all the tools? No, guys. You need not learn everything. Which is the most important skill in this entire process? SQL. If you start learning SQL, you are already in the domain. After that, either you be a data engineer or you be a data analyst, you need SQL. Okay, if you want to become a data analyst, learn SQL along with learn Power BI and Tableau. You are a data analyst. Okay, if you want to become a data engineer, you are really passionate about cleaning the data, transforming the data, moving the data from one system to other systems, then learn SQL and learn Informatica, learn talent and learn Python. You will become a data engineer. If you want to become a data scientist, learn SQL, learn Python, learn machine learning, then you'll become a data scientist. But all the three roles need SQL expertise? All the three roles need SQL expertise or no? This is what I wanted to convey. Correct? What I'm learning, what I want to do next. If I learn SQL, what are the next steps? How should I prepare myself now? All those things are really important. Correct? So now, with that knowledge, we will start learning SQL. For analysts, no, it's SQL, it's Power BI, it's Tableau, along with your business fundamentals, which you will be taught when you join your company. Because every business works differently, right? Insurance business is a different animal. Manufacturing is a different animal. Medicinal is different. Banking is different. Every business is different. So data analyst job is not only learning SQL. What query to write, what table to fetch the data from, how to build a chart. He can do this only if he knows business. Correct? If you don't know the business, you can't do it. Correct? Now, when you learn these individual topics, you will dig in deeper rather than just sitting and learning. Okay, what you're teaching? Okay, you're writing a code. I'm writing it. Okay. No, I've just taught you these things, just not to sit ideally in the session. Whenever you go and learn anything new out there, you will go that with a purpose now, which many of you didn't have before this 1 hour of session. Now, whenever someone teaches you Power BI, you know why Power BI I'm learning. Whenever teaches you Python, you will learn why Python I'm learning. You'll be knowing that beforehand. In that case, you can ask him right questions. So that's the purpose, guys. I can go into depth of data machine learning, guys. Then what's the use of doing that in SQL? Correct? And again, you'll get diverted. So ask the right questions to the right trainer now. Everyone agree with this? This gave you a direction. Okay, what questions I should ask to whom? Perfect. So do you have SSMS? SSMS? Search for SSMS and just check whether you are getting this interface or no. Now, SSMS stands for what? SQL Server Management Studio. Correct? It's a DBMS tool, Database Management System. Correct? Now, how the SQL Server is organized? Let's learn a little bit on that. So let me just come here. So SQL will have two components. One is server and another is a client or management tool. I call it as a client, or I call it as a management tool also, management software also. Just search SQL, guys. Just search SQL in the Windows search window, you'll come up. So how to add a shortcut? Why are you worrying about it? Just search SSMS and it will show. One is server first, and then you install SSMS. So how it works? So you send a request to server and server will respond back to you as a response. So yes, it will work like this. You request something and you get a response. Correct? Now it seems like how we talk to someone else, right? If I'm talking to you, I'm sending you some information with the help of my language, with the help of my words. You will understand that and you will respond back. That's how it will work. Server and a client. Now, when we are talking, we need a language. Correct? When server and client is talking, even they need a language. And that language itself is called SQL. Structured Query Language. Correct? Like how you and me, we are talking. We use English language, Hindi language, Kannada language, or any language, so that both of the person can understand it. Similarly, there is a language which server understands and a management tool understand. That is SQL language. How a server is structured? We'll see that first. How a server is structured. A database server will have multiple components inside it. See, it will have multiple databases. It will have multiple databases. Database DB1. It could be DB2. It could be DB3. Yes. One server may have multiple databases. And each database will have tables, 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 and relationship between the tables. Each table will have rows and columns. And the set of tables which are connected to each other with relationship is called what? Anyone have any idea? Schema. If the tables are related to each other with a relationship, primary key, foreign key, like that, we call it as a schema. We are going to see this on SQL Server now. But is the hierarchy clear to everyone? You'll have a server. In server, you can create multiple databases. In each database, you can create tables, and tables have rows and columns. Okay. So now I'll go to my SSMS tool. This blank screen I'll have. This is an SSMS. I can connect to a server now. On the top left, I have a connect option. My server is database engine. Okay, I'll select to database engine. Now, for some people, you will see something written here, and for some people, you will see blank. Correct? For some people, something will be written. For some people, something there will be blank. Okay, if it is blank, drop down here. You will see some names of the server. If you don't see that, click on browse for more. Click on refresh here. It will show you the server names. Workbench, the name workbench is given to MySQL server. Every different product have different name. Oracle will, they call this SSMS tool as a SQL developer tool. They call it as SQL developer. Oracle people will call SQL developer. MySQL people will call workbench. And Microsoft SQL people, they will call it as SSMS. Based on the product, based on the company, the name will change. Can you install iOS app in Android or vice versa? No, right? So SSMS only for Microsoft, SQL developer only for Oracle, MySQL workbench only for MySQL database. Interoperability is not still there. So I'll just click on connect database. Still I'm connecting to a server. See, based on this diagram, I'm still in this process. Connecting. Establish a link, handshake. After that, we'll create our database. Don't worry. We are here to learn SQL. That means without creating database, how can we learn SQL? We'll be doing that. So I'll click on browse for more. Database engine. I'll select this. Click on OK. Connect. When I hit connect, on the left-hand side, it is showing me a big list. Databases, security, server objects, replication, polybase, many things. But my interest is here. Only databases. Only that area I'll be exploring. Other part are administrator, database admin people will work. I'm not an admin. I'm a developer. Correct? I'm a developer. I'll not care about the other areas. Developer, I'll just concentrate on databases. Security means how to add new users, how to grant them access, all those things. But no, that's not a developer will work on. That's altogether different animal. Next, expand the databases. So many databases I can see at my end. You will see blank. You will see no database, correct? It's blank for you. It is blank because you don't have any databases. But I'll be working on SQL from past 10, 14 years. I have multiple databases. I delete every 2 months, 3 months, I delete the databases. Otherwise, doing more than 200 trainings would have been like so many databases. Now, if you want to create a new database, fresh database, a new database, right click on the databases here on the top, the name databases, right click on it. New database option will be here. Right click on new database. And I will give database name here. I'll give a database name like IntelliPat SQL training. I'll just give a number of B26. I'll just tell B26. I'll just give a name here. I didn't do anything else. I just gave that name. Once I write the name, I'll just click on OK. Don't click on add, just click on OK. Once you click on OK, you will see this database in this list. The process is same. For online compiler also, process is same. There is no difference. For online also, it is same. There is no difference, guys. Wherever I find the differences, there I'll highlight it, but no difference. But what I recommend, guys, I'm not telling don't use, I'm not telling that don't use the online editor, but I strongly encourage you guys to install SSMS and SQL Server on your machine. I strongly encourage. That doesn't mean you can't work on the online, because in online, sometimes you cannot save your work. Anyone who is here, who is working on something and you don't want to save your work so that you can refer in future? Definitely there is no one, right? If I'm learning something, definitely, then I expect that to be saved. Online compilers doesn't provide you that. You can work on it, but you may not be able to save your work there. That's the reason I strongly encourage, arrange a laptop or a PC to learn this. If you don't have one, which is supporting Microsoft SQL Server, and work on it. Okay, this is for your betterment, I'm telling. Choice is yours after that. So rows, data, logs. So that's internally used by SQL Server. That is an admin object, administrator object. So whenever you do some operations, based on that, the logs will get stored there. That is taken care by admin. As a developer, I'm not worried about that part. So I'll just show one more time what I did. On the databases word, the word database, right click on it, click on new database. The word databases, give a name. And then click on OK. And you should be seeing the database name here. Okay. Now, when I have created this database, I will expand this database. Click on plus. Can everyone see under this SQL, you have many other things? You have database diagrams, tables, views, external resources. Many different things will be available in the database. Now, Arif, where will I write the queries? Where will I write the queries? Okay, I'll just right click on the database name. I will right click on the database name and I see a new query there. Can you also see when you right click on the database name, new query, click on it, a query will open. Query window will open. This is my playground. For entire SQL, this is my playground. And the dates in which you are and the database name should always be same. Please remember this, guys. Many times what happens, people who write SQL query, they tell me, Arif, my query is not working. My query is not working. Because what happens, the database name here may be different than what database you have. Many times that happens. So this is one checkpoint that you have to always confirm. Whatever database you are connecting or you are working on, the same database name should populate on the top. Otherwise, your queries will not work. It's like you created your tables here and you are running your query here. Do you expect the output? Do you really expect the output? You have created your content somewhere else and you are searching somewhere else. No, right? So always have that understanding. Every time your query will not work or it is showing that, okay, table. So sometimes what happens, have a look. I'll expand the tables. I don't see any tables here. I don't see any tables. If I write a query, select star from table, if the table is not there in this list, do you expect that table to give any output? Definitely no. Or if that's wrong, you can't expect. So you have to follow that thing, guys. Many times till today also, I'll be writing some query by mistakenly. This database name and this database name will not match. this database name would be anything from here. Many times happens every day. At least once that mistake happens with me. Every day once. So I'm giving you suggestion there and the first day itself to be aware of that. Next, I don't have any tables. In the database, I don't have any tables. So let's create a table. But I don't know language. I don't know SQL language. Like in English, we have A, B, C, D. In SQL, I don't know the A, B, C, D also. Which are the commands that I should use? Which are the commands that I should use? I'll show. Which are the commands available in SQL? I'll show that now. Okay, can you see this? You have various categories of SQL commands. So now SQL will basically have DDL commands, DML commands, DCL commands, and TCL commands. To name this properly, DDL stands for Data Definition Language. DML stands for Data Manipulation. See, I always forget the spelling of this manipulation language. But why should I worry about it? Manipulation language. DCL is for Data Control Language. And finally, TCL is the Transaction Control Language. Make a note of this, all things. Make a note at your end. Done? Now people will ask, Arif, what is DDL? I don't know. What is DML? I don't know. What is DCL? I don't know. What is TCL? I don't know. Correct? Remember this, the flow in which I'm explaining what these commands does. Remember that. Suppose you got an idea. Okay, I want a database. Guys, everything starts with an idea, right? Yes, same. Same here. You got an idea to create a database. Okay. You got an idea, then create. Create. Define. Correct? So if you got an idea to create something, then create it. That is definition language. You're defining the database, structure, architect, skeleton. Anything which deals with the skeleton of your database. Like create the table, alter the table. Alter means remove a column from the table, add a column from the table, drop, remove the table, truncate the table. Okay, delete and recreate the table. Skeleton. I'm dealing with the skeleton here, not with the actual data, but just with the skeleton. Is called DDL. DML means actual data. Once you have the skeleton, next is what? You have to populate the data, right? Once you have bones, next is to populate the muscles on top of it. Muscles can increase or decrease, like the data. Agree? Insert, update, delete. Insert means add some data. Delete means remove some data. Update means change some data. Guys, does it make sense? Difference between DDL and DML? DDL means everything which deals with the structure. DML means which deals with the actual data itself. Once you have the structure, once you have the data, next is what? Security. Think guys, you are working in a company. Will you give access for your data to do anything to everyone in a company? That's the most dangerous thing, right? That's the most dangerous thing. Arif, anyone XYZ person can come and delete the table and go. You can't do anything. Anyone XYZ person will come and update the table and go. You can't do anything. So what you should do in that case? What you have to do? Proper privileges should be given to proper group of people. Sounds like a dialogue from that KGF movie, right? Powerful people make powerful places, or powerful people come from powerful places. Just kidding. So proper accesses should be given to the right people. Example, insert, update, delete should be given access to only to the developers, not the end users. End users, they are just select query. They should be able to just read the data. For some people, I will give only select. Some people I'll give insert, update, delete. Some people I'll give create, alter, drop. Basically, these are the admin people who will be able to do. These are developers. And these are users. Agree? Everyone agree with this? So right level of accesses should be given to the people. So grant and revoke statements will take care about it. Grant and revoke statements will take. And guys, these are very important. I hope you are making notes of all these things. These questions will be asked many times in the interviews. Then TCL is undo, redo, all those things. Arif, what do you mean by undo, redo? Suppose you are executing some commands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 commands. Then later you realized, oh, something went wrong. You're doing insert, update, delete on the tables, insert, update, delete on the tables. Continuously you're modifying the data in the tables, right? At some point of time, you realize that, oh, Arif, I don't know where I missed. My data is wrong now. You want to go to the initial state? Definitely, I want to go to the initial state. At that time, I will hit a rollback command. Rollback will erase all your recent steps that you did. Once you say that, okay, Arif, I'm confident my data is correct, remove all the buffer steps, commit. Then all the intermediate steps will get deleted. Final data is finalized. Sounds good till here? This is the ABCD of SQL. This is ABCD. Using this ABCD, we'll be creating statements. We'll be creating sentences. We'll be creating paragraphs. You might be thinking, Arif, is it an SQL class or a grammar class? TCL means whenever you do some mistake. Whenever you do some mistake, you want to undo the changes, right? If you're writing something with pencil, you can erase and you can rewrite it. But something written with pen, can you erase and rewrite? No, right? So writing with pen is nothing but commit. You can't undo that. Writing with pencil is rollback. You can do. Nice example to remember. It's like analogy, guys. Sometimes some analogy is funny, but they will help you to remember something. Then it's good. Correct? Save point means intermediate. 5 steps you did. After that, you add a save. Example, you are going to trekking in the jungle. You are going to trekking in a jungle. And what do you do after you go 100 meters, 100 feet? What do? You'll find some trees where you can break some branches, or on the trees, you will add some chalk points so that you don't forget the path. Or if you miss something, you come to that checkpoint. That is called save point. The name is written as save print there. It is save point. Understood? So after you write 4 or 5 commands, then you realize that, okay, I don't want to lose this state. I'm guarantee that till this point I have done correct. Otherwise, what will happen, guys? You write 10 commands. If you write 10 commands, then if you have not saved anything in between, then if you hit rollback, all the 10 commands will get erased. Yes or no, friends? Now, after that, you realize, no, Arif, 5 commands are correct. I don't want to erase those 5 commands. Then what you should do, after 5 commands, you should add save point, and then you can write the next command. Then you can jump back to that save point so that only partially the steps will get erased. The other steps will be there. Jungle example, remember that. Truncate means, yes. Truncate means drop the table and recreate the table. 2 things is happening inside truncate. First, the table is dropped, and then table is recreated. And if why? It's faster to remove entire data from the table rather than deleting row by row using the delete command. Many times people will object here. They tell that, Arif, why truncate and delete are there? They are doing the same job. Delete will delete everything from the table row by row. But truncate, what it does? Drop the table. I don't care. Drop the table and recreate the table. Result is same. Result is same. But which is faster? Truncate is faster. This is a very interesting question you'll be asked in the interviews. What is the difference between truncate and delete? Okay. Delete will delete the records row by row in the table, which may be time consuming. Truncate will drop the table and recreate the table for you. That's the reason it is sitting in DDL rather than DML. It is sitting in DDL. Why? It is deleting the data, not the structure of the table. That's the reason it is sitting in truncate, because it is doing 2 DDL operations inside it. Okay, now let me come here. Drop means structure and data both will get deleted. Truncate means only data will get deleted. Okay, which is the first command that I have to write? Create. Create table countries. Open the bracket. Next line, close the bracket and with a semicolon. And within this bracket, add your column names. Country ID. The data type of that is integer, comma, country code. And guys, indentation is very important. What I'm writing here, always follow the indentation. It is very important for you to track down the code later. Char of 2. Country name varchar of 20. Now there might be few questions coming in your mind. Arif, integer, I know that is a number. What is difference between char and varchar? Correct? Char is fixed size allocated to a data. Varchar is a variable size. Fixed size means 2 places. 2 places data. Whether you use it or don't use it, space is allocated, no one will occupy that space. Like in your classroom, your desk is fixed. If you don't go to class, no one will sit there. It is empty. Even if the students are there, they will stand or they will sit on the other desk, but no one will occupy that space. Characters. Char of 2. SQL Server is not case sensitive. Varchar means, guys, based on the explanation that I gave to char, can you explain me varchar now? If you are not occupying, then I will occupy. The size is not fixed. Okay, Arif, I'm storing there. Now, I have given the space 20 maximum, but out of which I have used just 4. That means 16 spaces are vacant, right? Then Mahesh come and sit there. That is varchar. If I tell char of 20, then Arif will be 4 characters, then 16 characters will be blank. Whoever come and whoever not come, I don't care. That will be blank. It is not case sensitive. Don't worry. Nothing is case sensitive here in MS SQL Server. Oracle Server is case sensitive. Microsoft SQL Server is not case sensitive. I'm reiterating that. Don't worry about that. Depends. Sometimes phone number. It's 10 size, fixed, right? Can you have a phone number less than 10 digits or greater than 10 digits? No, right? So always we go with that. If the size is fixed, like gender, M and F, do you need varchar for that? Or char of 1 is enough? Enough, right? Then why you are simply wasting the space? So be very mindful. Whenever you create any data types like this, be very mindful with that. So that, does it answer all the questions on char and varchar? Simple, right? So think about that. So how to execute this, Arif? I will select this command. Whichever command you want to execute, you have to always select that command. Char, use char, Renu. Char and the fixed size. Okay. Whichever command you are trying to execute, always select that command and then hit execute on the top. Command completed successfully. that means your command passed through without any errors. And if it passed through without any errors, and it's a create table command, that table should show in the tables list. Create this and tell me if the table is showing in the tables list or no. Always you have to select the command and then hit on execute on the top. Some people will say, Arif, I created the table, but it is not available here. Why? Because for me also it is not available. See, right click the tables and hit refresh. Then it will show, because the cache memory, sometimes the cache memory is not refreshed. That's the reason you are not able to see the name of the table. Now, if I refresh it, I will see the table here already there now. Guys, the table is there. Now, if the table is already created, what do you expect if I execute this one more time? Or if you are trying to create a duplicate table, SQL will not allow that. So I'm telling you one very important suggestion for which you will remember me for all the time of your SQL learning. Whenever you hit an error, always read the error, guys. 99% of the new developers ignore this suggestion. That's the reason they will struggle in the initial days. Yes, this is the comment what I'm giving after teaching more than 200 batches. Yes. 90% of the developers, initial learning developers, they will ignore the errors. Error came? Okay, error. Why should I waste my time to read the error, they will tell. If you read the error, you'll get to know the result. Why it is getting error. Always have habit of reading an error. Guys? Sounds good? If you read this error, it's clearly telling that object name country is already there. Okay, see that database there. Okay, then for sure there will be an error only. So it's not only you, it's like everyone who is initially learning SQL. Trust me, guys, whenever you hit any error, always read the error. Even every day I'll be doing few errors in the session. Exactly. That means you are not typing the same code as mine. You are missing a comma, you are missing a bracket, anything. See, if I miss a bracket here, it will show red. That means if something is wrong in your syntax. If I execute this, it will throw again error. Incorrect syntax near country code. It is telling Syed, country code, before country code, you have an error here. What is the error? What is the error, my friend? Comma. So guys, when the solution is written on the screen, I expect everyone to be writing the right code. Because syntax error are the kind of errors which when you analyze them, only then you will understand. Semicolon is at the end of every command. At end of every command ending semicolon. Bracket is a standard syntax of the data type to use bracket. Semicolon is used at the every command end. Okay, it's finished. That tells that the command is ended there. Digit, see, character, alphabets, integer, numbers. If you tell characters, that is ABCD. You're telling digit, so you can't use integer. Sorry, you can't use character. Okay. Always save your SQL script. File, save, see, hit on save, and then give a name for your SQL IntelliPad B26. Give a name for your SQL file so that when you come next time tomorrow, you can open the same script again. File, save, and then give a name and save it. Okay?
Just a quick info, guys. IntelliPath offers SQL course training. Through this course, you will learn database normalization, transact SQL stored procedures, user-defined functions, and much more from the top 1% industry experts around the world. With this course, we have already helped thousands of professionals in successful career transition. You can check out their testimonials on our Achievers channel, whose link is given in the description below. Without a doubt, this course can set your career to new heights. So visit the course page link given below in the description and take the first step towards career growth in the field of database management with SQL.
If I try to create this table one more time, see the table is there. If I try to execute the table script one more time, what will be the error, guys? Or it will lead to an error, or it will not throw an error. Error. Why? Why it will throw an error? Already exists because table is already there. You cannot create it. If I try to execute, it will ask me connect to your server. You have not connected. Okay, I'll click on connect, and then drop down, select your database. Then it will say, and if you cannot create it, it's already there. Char is a fixed length, where char is a variable length. Okay, let's continue to insert the data in the table. Just give me 1 sec. I'll just open some reference script just for some understanding. Okay, have a look. This is how I enter the data in the table. Insert into countries, which table you want to insert, and the sequence of the columns: country ID, country code, country name. And in the same sequence, you have to pass the values. This is how you insert the data in the table. So have a look. I will insert this, execute. It will say that one row affected. How can I see the data in the table now? If I inserted the data in the table, how can I see? Which command do you think I have to write? Select star. What do you mean by star? Star means show everything from countries. If I select this line, execute, I will see one line. That's nice. Now people will ask, Arif, can I insert the data in the different order? Okay, suppose think I don't know the order of this. Can I create my own order? I can shuffle it. See, I can cut it and I can reshuffle the column sequence. I can reshuffle the column sequence like this. Country code is within quotes. Every character should get within quotes. And I will say IN India, and number, country name is United States, not United States. I'll say India within quotes. Every string value should go inside single quotes. Numbers need not have single quotes. Now this one, I'll make it as 0, 2. Correct, guys? The sequence here is different and sequence here is different, but the way you insert the data should be in the same sequence what you are mentioning here. I'll select this line, execute, one row affected. I'll execute this line. Now I'll see 2. See, even though I have inserted IN first, it has exactly gone in the second column. India second, it got in the third column. At last I have inserted the number, even then it got in the first. Understood, guys? It's because what happens in the real world, I don't know, because here I have just 3 columns. In the real world, tables will have 10, 15, 20 columns. So you don't know the sequence of the columns, right? In what sequence the columns are created in the table, you don't know. That's the reason it's the best method to write the column names, whichever you know, whichever sequence you know, and in the same sequence you pass. The rest of the things SQL will take care. Now people will ask, Arif, what if I want to pass any null value? Means I don't know the country code. So can I pass only 2 values? Remove this. I'll just say Canada, and I'll just mention as 3. So what will happen in this case? Any idea, guys? What will happen in this case? It will be null. Exactly. Null. In which column? Null. In which column null it will populate? Country code. Not third column. Which column you are not writing? That column, my friend. See. Country code. It will not populate because you are not passing any value to country code. Now people will say, Arif, I want to manually pass. Automatically it will pass the null values. But if you want to manually pass the null values, you can just mention as null. I'll say United Kingdom. I'll say 0, 4. So this is another way to pass. So manually I'm passing the null value here. Either don't mention the column name, it will get inserted null, or if you want to manually pass it, you can pass it. Both are okay. Now see, I have 4 different lines in the table, 4 different styles of inserting the table data in the table. And guys, whenever you execute any command, you have to select that line and then you only have to execute. Otherwise, what will happen? It will start executing from top to bottom, everything. And now we know that in the line number 2 to line number 7, a script which is already, so it will throw an error. So always select a line before you execute. Now people will ask, Arif, like line numbers like you, we don't have. Correct? Line numbers is easy to identify which line we are executing. We don't have the line number. How many of you guys have line number and how many you don't have a line number? No, right? So in order to enable the line number, go to Tools, Options. Under Tools, Options, Text Editor. In the list of menu, Text Editor, Transact SQL, line number. This you enable, line number will come. Yes. In Tools, Options, in Options, Transact SQL, and SQL line number. In Text Editor, Transact SQL. It will not change anything, guys. Line numbers will not change anything. It's good to see and identify which line we are working on. That's the benefit. I always have line numbers. Okay, so have you really saved the file? If you have saved it, click on File. Here it will show the file name that you have saved. It will show the file. So you can create a new script, right click on the database, click on New Query, and start typing from the top. You can do that, right? You'll feel like when I'm doing, you'll feel like it's very simple. Arif, whatever you are writing, it's very simple. But when you try to write it right, that's where you'll feel difficulty. When I'm doing, it looks very easy. But when you are doing on your own, you'll not be able to write even one line. In order to overcome that, you have to regularly practice. There is no substitute for learning SQL other than practice. Make this note. Okay, so I'll just move it here and I'll try to execute. See, truncated. Now people will say, Arif, country code, country name, and country ID is same. Then why also it's not getting executed? Arif, read the error, read the error, read the error. Read the error. Okay, it's telling your values will get truncated. When you see this error, what I should do? I should see the column, size, data type defined, 2 characters. Now you are entering 3 characters. Remove it. I'll say Middle East, ME. I'll select this line. Execute. Successful. Now the data will be there. That means the learning here is, if we don't pass the values in the right sequence, your data will not get inserted. If you pass more than the storage capacity of a column, then also data will not get inserted. Correct, guys? I'll take another 1 to 2 minutes, finish this everything, then we'll go and learn update, delete, truncate, drop, all those commands we'll learn. If you want to see the result, you have to write this command. Select star from table name. This one, select star from countries you write. Okay, now insert done. Now suddenly I realized that I have not entered the value for country code in line number 3 for Canada. Tell me guys, which command do you think I should use in order to make that null as CA, not insert? Come back to PDF. Okay, it's DDL command. It's DDL. What is DDL? Go back to your basics. Go back to your basics. DDL is structure, which modify the structure, not the data in the table. So alter cannot be used. It should be update. Good. Update countries. So which column value you want to set? Country code. Type country code. Country code. You have to tell set. Before that, you have to tell set. Set. There is a keyword. Or if people will ask, why set? Why not something else? That's a syntax. Country code equals CA. Now, if I execute this line, what do you think will happen to my table? It will update CA in all the rows. But do I want to update all the rows? Or I want to update only one row? Only one row I want to update, right? Which is line number 3. So how will I tell SQL that I want to update that on only one line? That is where your condition will come, where country ID equals 3. Now what it will do, SQL will go and look for the country ID 3. It will find it here, and there in that particular line only, it will update CA. So if I execute this line, execute, it will show 2 rows affected. Let's see why 2 rows got affected. See, CA here and CA here. Because, why guys? Because country ID is same for both the values. It's not my mistake. It's not my mistake. The way data is there, based on that it has updated. But that is the update statement. How we update. Now, where clause can be used with the select statement also. See, I'll just copy this where clause here and I will paste it here. So what will be the output if I run this command now? If I run line number 21, what will be the output? Will it show all the rows from the table, or it will show only the rows where the condition is matching? Where the condition is matching like this. So that means where clause I can use in update also, I can use in select also. Have a look. If I remove this and execute this, it will show all. When you know select, when you know insert, when you know update, let's learn delete also. Delete from countries where this. What do you expect after I execute this command? Only 2 IDs will get deleted. Execute. 2 rows affected. Select star from countries. Only those records will get deleted. Now, if rather than delete, if I write truncate table countries, what will be the result of this? It will delete everything from the table, but the structure will be there. Structure will still be there, or it will not be there. Structure will still be there. So now have a look. Command completed. Select star from countries. Nothing. Now Arif, truncate means I understood that it will delete all the rows. But what will drop do? Drop table countries. What this will do? What this will do now? It will delete the data as well as structure both. If I execute this, now tell me guys, will this command get executed? Line number 21, will it get executed after line number 29? No. Why? Arif, you have dropped the table, then it is not existing. See, if I refresh this scheme, if I hit refresh, then I will not see the table there in the list. See, table is not there. The result of this command is the table got vanished from here. The result of this command is the table got vanished. If I execute this now, invalid. Now don't think that why it's showing invalid. I created it because you have dropped it. That's the reason it's not available. Now tell me the difference between delete, truncate, and drop. For sure question in the interviews. For sure question in the interviews. Delete, truncate, and drop. What delete does, what truncate does, and what drop does. Delete is used to remove one or more rows from the table based on a condition. Tick. Done. Truncate is used to delete all the rows from the table. Internally, truncate works like it will drop the table and recreate the table. Done. Drop table will delete the table as well as structure. So that is the difference. Okay. Now, one day my user came and asked me, Arif, I want to insert USA. I want to change this to USA. I want to change that to USA. Okay, change and tell me. I said, no, it's not possible. Why? Why it's not possible to change that to USA? Because Arif, your size of the column is 2 and you are trying to insert as 3. In order to do that, what should I do? I have to drop the table, recreate the table with 3 and then insert it. That thing comes to my mind. But I cannot drop the table because data is already there in the table. In the real world also, whenever you work on a project, hundreds, thousands, millions of rows will be there in the table. So you cannot go and randomly drop the table and recreate the table if you want to change the data type or add a new column, delete a column. You have to change it, keeping the data in the table. So which command? Alter command. Alter table countries, alter column. Which column I want to alter? Country code. What should be my new data type? Char of 3. Now, if I execute this line, it says done. Now I'll refresh the tables just to see whether my update is done or no. I'll refresh the table, expand columns. Correct. That means my command is successful. Try. After this, try to update your data. Say USA, country ID is 1, and then you will see select star from countries. You will see now USA. Without dropping the table or without deleting the data, I altered it. Now people will say, Arif, can I make it to 2 again? Can I make it to 2 again? Can I alter it to make it to 2 again? Let's see some common sense. Because someone is already sitting in that column which is having 3 characters and you are telling make it as 2. It shall not allow, na? Someone is already sitting which is larger than that space, then I can't delete the data from the table. Then how can you expect the alter should get small? So now a room has capacity of 2 people and you already pushed 5 people in that room. And now you want to shrinken the room. Will it allow? Will it allow you to shrink the room? That's what is happening. If you get this error, that means it will give an error this. That means you can't execute that command. Because there is some data already in the table which is larger than that size. Now alter command cannot be just used only to modify the column. It can be used to add new columns also. Add. No need to write the column. I'll add latitude. And I'll say decimal. I'll say 7, 5, comma. I'll say again longitude 7, 5. If I execute this, command executed successfully, refresh your table, columns, 2 additional columns came up. After executing this command, 2 additional columns came up. Now people will ask, Arif, what is meant by 7, 5? What do you mean by that? I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is the length out of which 5 is how many decimal points. So the result is 12.3456. Make a note of this. What is a decimal number? Everyone knows what is a decimal number, right? Fractional numbers, which has 1.2, 3.5, 3.25, 6.8972. Correct? The dot defines where I want to put the dot. So the 5 is telling that after point how much precision you want. After 2 digits, how many precision you want. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 digits. Precision is 5. If I make it as 2, only 12.34 will be visible. Correct? That's how I define decimal numbers. Okay. Now, if you observe here, if I execute this command one more time and see the data in the table, can you see duplicate entries got in the table? 1, 1, 2 times the entire row is duplicate. That means currently I'm not able to restrict the data in the table. Correct? I'm not able to restrict the data in the tables. So how can I restrict the data in the table to a specific pattern? Have a look. So what I'm trying to do here, friends, I'm creating another table. Same as I created above, I'm creating another table. But what is the difference this time? I'm creating a table name called department. Department number as an integer. Department name is a varchar of 20. Location is a varchar of 10. Okay. But why am I writing this thing here? Primary key. What is that keyword doing? That was not there earlier when I have written my first table. It's a constraint. So have a look. I'll just execute this command. So I executed this table and now refresh your schema and see I have department table as well. Perfect. This table got created. Now I'll just bring the data, insert line here. Now I'll try to insert line number this. Now people will say suddenly, Arif, no, this will not execute. Because earlier how you inserted the data is you mentioned all the column names here, then you inserted the data. But the highlighted part you don't have. Guys, do you think that is mandatory to mention the column names? If you are passing each and every value, in the table, then it's not mandatory. Like department number, department name, location, in the right sequence I'm passing, then mentioning the column names is not mandatory. But it's same. There is no difference. It's same only. But only thing is, it's not mandatory if you are passing all the values and in the right sequence. But in the real world, 10 columns, 20 columns, 30 columns will be there. At that time, will you remember the right sequence? Can you remember the right sequence? Not possible at all. Not possible. So in that case, I use the other method. Okay. Line number 44, I'm trying to execute. One row affected. I'll see the data in the table. Select star from department. I'll execute this line. Don't do, just pay attention. I'll give you time to do. Execute. One line is there. If I try to execute the same line now, what will happen? Just observe. Read the error. The error says violation of primary key constraint. Or if you are violating the constraint's job is to prevent duplicate values in the table. And 40, what I was trying to insert is a duplicate value. Similarly, 20 got executed. Second time when you try to execute 20, it will not allow. If I try to execute this, it will not allow. So when I do select star from department, it will show 4 records. Now, if I try to add a null instead of 10, will it allow? Because primary key ensures that it is unique plus not null. See, you cannot even insert null values. I have written a comment here, not null plus unique. So whatever value you enter, Devesh, it shouldn't be duplicate. It should be unique. It should be unique only. You add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever value you want, but it should be unique and it cannot be null. That is a primary key constraint. Okay, everyone, have a look at my screen. If I execute this line number 66, I'm having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 columns. Okay. Inserted, 1 row inserted in the table. If I see the data inside this table, select star from EMP, I see 1 line. Fantastic. If I try to execute the same line again, will it allow me to insert that same value again? If not, why? If I try to execute the same value again, it will give me an error. Next, if I try to insert the next value by giving Alan name as null, I'm not giving name, but primary key I'm giving. Primary key I'm giving, that is unique, and the name I'm giving null. Do you think will it allow me to insert this data in the table again? Because you have told that your ename should not accept null. If I try to insert this value, insert failed. No, if you can't do that, you have to insert a value. Now insert this value. Fantastic. Done. Next, third line I'm inserting, but salary I'll give negative. Will it get inserted? If not, why? Yes, I have mentioned a constraint, that is check salary should be greater than 0. If I try to insert it, it will clearly throw an error saying that check constraint failure. It will not allow me to insert negative values. So I have to insert positive values. I get inserted. 3 constraints done. Now till here I will insert all the records. Now I'll come here to this line. How many values I'm inserting there in the table in that line? Except clerk, I'm entering every value. I'm not just entering the clerk value there. The job value I'm not inserting. Now if I don't insert anything on a particular column on a row, what will be the value here in this table? Will it show null or it will show something? It will show clerk. Why? Why clerk? I'm not passing any value, right? I'm not passing any value. Then why it will populate? Arif, you have mentioned default constraint here. If I execute this line and then see select star from EMP, you will see Adam's clerk job. Arif, that's nice. Okay, now the fun part. Till here I have inserted. This department number, I will change it to 50. Now I'll try to insert this data. Employee number is unique. Name is there. Salary is positive. Department number is 50. I don't see any challenge at all. Everything is as per defined. But who will say it will not get inserted and why? You'll be able to insert. Okay, let's see. If I execute this line, it thrown an error. Why error? Okay, if I execute this, error. Why? Before I explain this, I want to ask one question. Suppose you have a office building that you go to office or you go to college. In your college, you have 4 departments. Your mechanical engineering, civil engineering, computer science engineering, and electronics engineering you have. Now the security is very strict in the college. Clearly, instructions has been given to security people that no one who does not belong to college, they shouldn't enter. College administration has become very strict. Security people have been given instruction that whoever are not belonging to college, they shouldn't enter the college. And you have 4 departments: mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, electronics engineering, and computer science engineering. Now, security people is asking for everyone which department do a student belong. Some people came and say, I am from mechanical, enter. I am from electronics, enter. Someone comes and say, I am from electrical department. What do you think the gatekeeper will do? Why he will not allow? Select star from department. 10, 20, 30, 40. Do you see 50 here? I am trying to enter 50. Understood? Why it is not allowing? In parent table, that value is not there. And that is told here. Department number, constraint foreign key, refer to department table, department number. So what department table here, this value, before it allow you to insert in the employee table, it will go to the department table and check. I'm entering 50 there. Should I enter or shouldn't I enter? So what is the response that I got from the department table? Hey, that person doesn't belong to the department. Don't allow him to enter. They will say. Department table will say that that person does not belong to any of the department available in department table. So don't allow him to be inserted in the employee table. That's called the primary key and foreign key concept. So your department table has become a foreign key now. Department table has become a foreign key, which is referring to other table. If that value is there in that table, then only it will allow me to insert this value here. Otherwise, it will not allow. Is this college department example made it clear? One more example you want? Okay, we'll take one more example. People who go for a job, the same security will be there for you. I'll tell IPL. Now, in IPL, before the match toss starts, you have to give player list of 11 people. Correct? Guys, before the toss happens, captain should give the list of 11 people, right? Who will be playing the match. So now suddenly, if the 13th person or 15th person come to the ground to bat or to ball, will the umpire allow him? Why? Why umpire will not allow him? He is not in the list of that 11 people. Don't allow him. 50 is not in the playing 4. 50 is not in the playing 4. Which are the playing 4? 10, 20, 30, 40. That is a primary key foreign key concept. I'll make it as 20 again. Now it will insert. I'll insert this again. It's a name. Whatever name, you give your name there. It's a name I'm giving to the constraint. Select star from EMP. 14 records got inserted in the table. It's a constraint name. Constraint. Restrictions. Criteria. It's a name of the criteria. What I'm giving. You can give any name. That's a syntax. Okay.
Just a quick info guys, Intelepath offers SQL course training. Through this course you will learn database normalization, transact SQL, stored procedures, user-defined functions and much more from the top 1% industry experts around the world. With this course we have already helped thousands of professionals in successful career transition. You can check out their testimonials on our Achievers channel, whose link is given in the description below. Without a doubt, this course can set your career to new heights. So visit the course page link given below in the description and take the first step towards career growth in the field of database management with SQL.
Okay, let's start discussion with the functions. What are functions, guys? To be specific system defined functions. Function is an object in SQL Server which takes some input from you. Yes, it's predefined code which takes an input from you and gives you an output. Example, why do I need this? Example, if I say select upper of my name. What I'm telling here, select upper of Arif. What this function will give me? It will change my name into uppercase. See? I'll just connect it to the database. See, it connected my name to the, converted my name to the uppercase. So what it did, it took an input. It took an input from me in the form of a string and it applied the formula of upper on top of it. Arif, why you are passing Arif there? Can't you pass directly a column from the table? Okay. Upper of ename from emp. So what this command will do now? It will convert all the employee names into uppercase letters. All the employee names into uppercase letters it will convert. See? If I execute this, it will give me all the employee names in uppercase. Correct? Now, similarly, you have many other functions that I'll be showing you a list. You have left function, which will give first number of characters. For example, I want ename, comma 3. What do you think this function will do? First 3 letters of all the names. See, I'm getting first 3 letters. Okay, if I change this to right, what it will give? Last 3 letters. Perfect. So basically, I can do string manipulations, correct? In short, I can do string manipulations. And similarly, can you do number manipulations also? Numbers manipulation, okay. Give hike to your employees by 10%, okay. Select ename, comma, salary multiplied by 1.1. What I did here in this part, I multiplied 1.1. That means what? Existing salary multiplied by 1.1. That means 10% hike I gave, right? So that means I can do number manipulations also. I can do string manipulations. I can do number manipulations also. That's an interesting, right? Interesting topic where I can use functions and I can do many types of manipulation. I can split my columns, I can merge my columns, or I can extract some part of my columns. If it's a string, I can do that. Similarly, Arif, if I give you a date, can you show me which year it is? Select year of get date. What do you think this output will give me? Okay, forget about get date year first. Let's do just get date. What is the output I'm getting there? Today's date, right? Now, if someone comes and asks me, Arif, I want to see year of today's date. Okay, type year of today's date. Execute 2024. Say, are you seeing the beauty of these functions? These functions will help you to write many types of SQL queries. So learning these functions are very, very important. Okay. If I execute this, it is showing me 9. So M1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is the position of this? 9. That means index is starting from 1. Why right and left is not in the pink color is because right and left are having a dual purpose. They can be used as a join also. Correct? In SQL, we have joins, left join, right join, inner join. Left and right both you will not see as pink. So that's the reason. Depends on where you use it. So whenever you write SQL queries, guys, you will use functions a lot. It's like start from fourth characters and till the end. Because I don't know. Arif Kaladgi has 11 characters. And Rishabh, you have 7 characters. Correct? From there till the end, whatever it is. I just want everything after that. That's the reason I have written length. Because in the real world, the size of the names will change, right? Why do we use substring? Substring is used to find out sometime in between. So substring means I don't want the entire string. I just want, it's like I can extract any part of the name. Once again, first I'll take substring. Substring is sometimes I want to find out from 4th position to 5th position, from 10th position to 15th position name. Entire name I don't want. I have a pattern. In between that, I have something interesting input that I have to extract from the center of the string. At that time, substrings are used. Only why I am writing length here, guys? Why I have replaced length? Only this is changing. Why? Why I have replaced 5 with length? Because if I use 5, it will not give me complete name from here. But sometimes people will ask, Arif, I want complete name after the 4th character. At that time, Rishabh has different number of letters in the name. Akriti has different number in the name. Making sense? So that's the reason I use length. So what is the function of length, guys? len. It will give number of characters. Okay. So now floor. It will give me 1. 1 means I got rid of the decimal part. It has rounded off the number to the previous less integer. Ceiling is opposite of floor. Ceiling is opposite of floor. It will go to 4. See, it is rounding off to the next higher integer. Round will round to the 2 decimal point, 3.560. Yes, 3.510. Self-explanatory. How we round? If it is number is 5 or greater than that, it will round to the next number. If it is less than 5, then it will round to the previous number. So if you see, there it is rounding to the next number and rounding the previous number. Okay, so now it will just give first 5 characters, APR. So now if I say get of 10, I'll give 10. See, it is just truncating. It is just truncating your string name. Nothing much. These are all very basic functions that we are learning. As you proceed further, you will learn advanced functions also. If I say, if I write this function. So if I write this, the output will be different. Can you see this? Does it make sense? So whenever you use convert function to convert date type to character type. So when you use left function, so left function is applied only to character types, not on the date types. So internally your date is get converted to a varchar. How restrict get date to return only date and not time? Get date is always date time. If you want to get this, just in the line number 99 you see, change that varchar to date. You'll get only date. But get date data type is date time. If you want to get only the date part, not the time part, convert that from one data type to another data type. So if I execute this, guys, now I'll add one more. I'll just add one more. Have a look. I'll just add one more. That will be month. Okay, it's month name. It's already there. I'll add month. Let it be like this. So if I execute this entire thing, So see, the year of get date is 2024. For me is 4th of April still, correct? So month April, day is 4, day of year is 94, and weekday is Thursday. Okay, so now have a look here, guys. I did something interesting here. What I'm trying to achieve, see, sometimes what happens, you will have the full name given to you, and you are asked to extract first name and last name. How will you do that? See, if Arif Kaladgi full name is given to you, so how will you extract first name and last name? See, I have done an exercise here. If Arif Kaladgi name is given, then first name is extracted by using left function of this till char index of space. Isn't it correct? Line number 117 is correct, guys, to get the first name. So if I execute this line, I will get Arif. Then how will you get second name, second part, last name? You should use substring, because last name is starting from the middle of the string, and the starting point would be char index of space, and the ending part would be, it will differ for everyone. So last name would be like this. So just to show an example, I'll change this to Pankaj Mittal. I'll just replace everywhere his name here. But if this is coming from table, you can just write the column name there. See? Now if I execute this part, now Arif was 4 characters. Pankaj is 6 characters. Then also this formula will work, right? Then also this formula will work. Because Arif, you are not getting 4 characters. You are getting based on the space. You'll get Pankaj. And the last name, it is also searching for space. It is also searching for space and then giving that till the end. Pankaj Mittal. So what I want everyone to do now, instead of Pankaj Mittal here, you write your own first name and last name and then test. You'll understand by yourself. You add your own first name and last name and then execute both the commands. Then you'll understand. Okay. How to put the name in variable to avoid typing multiple times. Declare name ename varchar of 20 equals Arif Kaladgi. I'm using set. Okay, hold on. At the rate. Now, rather than using every place, that I can use this. Correct? Now, if I execute this, I'll get both the outputs, Arif and Kaladgi both. And now, whatever name you want, you can add it here. I'll take Pankaj Mittal. It's the same. I got it, first name and last name. If I change it to Vidita Shah, I got first name and last name. Correct? So declare is a keyword if you want to declare a variable. So variables when you learn functions. Okay, let me open some slides. Okay. Hope everyone can see my screen. What is a select statement? Select statement is nothing but instructing the database to retrieve information from table as per requirement. What is the select statement? It is instruction given to a database table to give information based on my requirement. And my requirement could be where, filter, group, combine, having, filter the groups, order, sort. So what do we call these where, group by, having, order by? A general name, what do we give for them? Clauses. Clauses is nothing but condition. I am getting the data from the table, but not the entire data. Based on the criteria, based on the clauses, based on the conditions, I want the data in a specific format that are called clauses. Make a note of this. All these various clauses we are going to learn. That a SQL developer will use every day, these clauses. Correct? Okay. Now, whenever you want to get all the records from the table, which displays all the columns and all the rows, you write select star from employee. Correct, guys? If you write select star from EMP, that will give all the records from employee. If you want to display only specific columns, but all the rows, you should write queries like this. Here, am I filtering the rows here, or I'm just displaying the selected columns? Only selected columns I'm displaying, but all the rows. Now, conditional retrieval of rows. What I have to do if I want to get only specific rows, not all the rows? Where clause. Number of rows to be retrieved are restricted as per the condition. We have done that exercise, correct? We delete using where clause, select using where clause. We have done that. That is what we are going to learn. Where clause is case sensitive, but not in SQL Server. In SQL Server, where clause is not case sensitive. But if you go to Oracle Server, RF in small letter is not equal to RF in capital letter. But in Microsoft SQL Server, it treats us both as same. But it's a good habit for us to consider it as a case sensitive. The thumbs rule says that consider even the server supports or doesn't support, consider it as a case sensitive. What's the benefit, guys? When you move your code from one type of tool to another type of tool, then you need not worry at that time. Am I making sense? Okay. Now, I have written a simple query there. Can you quickly write that query and tell me how many rows you got the output? Basically, what this query is telling me, I am trying to display all the employee names and their salaries, but whose salary is greater than 1,000 only. If the salary of a person is less than 1,000 or even equal to 1,000, I will not display his name. Correct, guys? That is what the objective of that query. 12 rows. Correct, everyone? Okay. List the details of employees who have joined before end of September 1981. Now, in the real world, you will get questions like this. Now, can you tell me what I should write in the where clause here? In the where clause, what should I write here to answer this query? In the orders table, you have higher date. The query will look like this. The date field I have written differently. You have to write as per your table format. And the date format on my screen, intentionally I have written in the different format so that you understand that you have to write the format as per your database format. The next query. Okay. In operator. Sometime the question, what I get it like this. List the name of the employees whose employee number are 7369, 7521, 7839, and 7788. But here, I cannot write equals. Okay, guys? Where EMP number equals. I can't write because I have a list. List is given already for me. I want to get the details of the employees based on that list. And the solution looks like this. I have given 5 names, 5 numbers in the query. Yeah, and the question is 4. That's totally fine. Depends on how many you added. Now, sometimes what happens? The question will be like this. Now, is the list of the salaries given, or the upper limit and lower limit only is given? In the next question, only upper limit and lower limit is given, right? List of salary is not given, correct? At this time, how will you write? The hint is between. You should write between. Clear this till this part, friends? Now, like operator. Why like operator is used? Whenever we work with characters, guys, whenever we work with characters, sometimes I don't know the full name to search. Happens, right? In the real world. Sometimes I don't know the full name to search. I need to search for some keywords or patterns. How can I search? With the help of like operator and percentage symbol. If someone comes and asks you a question like this, what answer do you have? Equal to, you can't search with equal to. You have to use like operator. Yes, percentage. Like, yes, percentage. What does that percentage says? Percentage says that the names should start with S, and the percentage indicates that any number of character, anything after yes. Anything after yes. Try, friends. First, we made our basics strong. Okay, what is database? Tables, different types of commands, constraints, functions. Now we are writing the real world problems.